Well, hello and welcome to yet another edition of 907 Sports, where it is all local sports all of the time. And do we have quite the special edition of 907 Sports for you today? We are going to lock right in on the Alaska Association of Basketball Coaches All-Star Games that took place over the weekend. And let me tell you, there was a ton of awesome plays and dunks and threes, anything you can imagine, even a game winner. And that's the glory about a show like this. We can take a deep dive into all of those highlights where when we're on the TV, we don't really have as much time, where we can really kind of expound on all of these games when we get into this. So let's jump right into it. We're going to start with the 1A and 2A girls game. The teams are Team Gold versus Teams Blue. And that's probably my favorite part about the 1A and the 2A is a lot of these girls might have never even, met another girl because they come from all over the state. Where in 3A, 4A, you probably have seen some of your opponents and that become your teammates in this game. Alana Barron, the Sioux Valley Ram, with a nice floater right there. The Gold team fought their way back into this game when the Blue team was starting to pull away. The Gold team just kept fighting back and was not letting them get away. Exhibit A right here, Alana Barron with an and one, but in the end, the Blue team would pull away with this one. But that is not. The final score is not always the most important thing in all-star games. It's kind of just having fun and showing off your skills and talent. So let's jump right into the 1A, 2A boys game. This one just as fun as the other one. Here, just off of the tip, we see Ethan Kadake from Cake hitting a three, picking it up right where he left off from the 1A, 2A, or the 1A state championship game where Cake won. And then we see Lane from deep, number 34, showing us some range. Let me tell you, it was a bad day to be a basketball net yesterday at Grace Christian because they were getting used and abused, just constantly getting swishes, nothing but nylon all over the place. Although this guy, he goes bank to get that one to go. This game got a little bit out of hand. The team Blue here with Jalen Scott from Ninilchik, they would end up taking the win. But you know what, like I said, it's not always about the final score. There you saw some teammate on teammate action, which is the best part about these games too, because you're playing with a friend the whole season long, and then all of a sudden you're on different teams and you're going head to head, which was a Exhibit A in the 3A, 4A girls game. Savia Sellers with a nice pass right there. She obviously from ACS. They've won a million games in a row. And her teammate on the other side, Chloe Abel, had herself quite a game too. The Gold team started to pull away with shots like this one, Savia hitting it right there. And stop me if you've seen this before. She hits it again from nearly the same spot. She also won the three-point contest, and there's a reason why she's a Division I commit. But Chloe Abel, her teammate from ACS, wouldn't let the game get away. She was hitting threes from all over the place, whether it be from behind the line or getting it done the old-fashioned way with the hoop and the harm. But this player right here has got to be my favorite play from the whole weekend. Look at that. She picks her pocket right at the end, and you can kind of see the smiles on the faces because teammate versus teammate, and it's just a good moment, and they're laughing as they run back to the benches. And that was the end of the game too, so all in good fun. And this is what they had to say after the game.
It was just fun. I guess like every time we play other teams, they try to guard Chloe, and she still shoots a lot. But like when I'm guarding her, I didn't realize like how hard it was to actually guard her. So that was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it's very challenging playing against Savia. I mean, she's so good, so versatile. I have to make sure I'm in help defense, which I'm bad at, but she makes me better in that way. But yeah, it's just really fun after playing with Savia for so long to be able to compete against her. Kind of like practice sometimes, but yeah.
And then talk about that moment at the end. Looked like you were going to be like, jack one up.
I was going to go behind the back and shoot it, but she knows how I play, so I guess she was ready for it.
Yeah, she even steal the ball from me all game, so I just had to say the best for last.
And then last thing for both you guys, what's been the coolest part about this whole experience? This is the last time you guys have played high school basketball.
Yeah, this last game just made it fun. We didn't have to I guess there's no pressure or anything. We were just having fun out there, so that was nice.
Yeah, it was just fun. It was a good last game. It was a bummer I didn't get to play with my favorite PG, but playing against her was still really fun too. So
I'm glad that they weren't on the same team because that might have been a little bit unfair. They both went for about 30 points, so it was that would have been quite the duo on the other team, and I can see why ACS has been so good for so long. But we only have one more game to talk about, the 3A, for a boys game, which was actually the second game of the day, but it is the last game for us today. Team Gold versus Team Blue, just like we've been seeing. And this is how their game started. The Chugiak Mustang, Anders Larson getting up. And there was a lot of shots falling down for both teams. This is one of the members of the three-point contest, and you can see why with that sweet stroke. Here's another one. Sean, nothing but the bottom of the net right there. A ton of amazing plays in this game. Exhibit A right here. Deshaun Rushmeyer rushing the rim for the one-handed hammer. He was getting up. Here's a deep three from the Wasilla Warrior. It was just non-stop highlights, but this has got to be the absolute best part of the game. You see Deshaun hitting the deck right there. Xavier finds Tyler Binder from Grace Christian, who goes in. This would be the game winner. It's 101-101. The ball finds Deshaun on the ground. He throws it up, and he hits a game winner to end his high school career and everybody else's high school careers there, because they're all seniors. So what a moment that was. And I'll talk a little bit more about that on the TV tomorrow, because that was such a fun moment to be a part of, and hear from Deshaun right after he hit that. He was all amped up, and he's always a really fun guy to talk to. But the best part of an all-star game is the dunk contest, and that's probably why a lot of people showed up. So let's jump right into my favorites, the top 5 dunks from the AABC dunk contest in 2023. Let's start with number 5, Jalen Scott from the Nilchik, taking off from just inside of the volleyball line. Now, we're going to slow that one down a little bit for you, because that is way harder than he made it look, especially with that extension that he got on that one. For number 4, we are going to go to Diamond's McGuire Hamey, who touches the backboard, then dunks it. That is getting creative, folks. When you see it in slow-mo, it looks a lot harder than, that's what I'm saying. They make this stuff look way easier than it actually is. For number 3, how about we do a little bit of a 360 here? Anders Larson, the Chugiak Mustang. Who knew Mustangs could jump that high? He has some springs in those hooves. Anders Larson showing off the ups right there. For number 2, this one was a fan favorite. McGuire Hamey jumping over a fan off 2 feet with 2 hands. That is wildly impressive, even if you're 6'7" like McGuire Hamey is. But for number 1, and this is my favorite dunk of the contest, it was the first dunk of the contest as well. Deshaun Rushmeyer with the self-lob into the windmill, and that was first try. Made it look very clean, and I mean, just watch how high he jumps here, especially when you consider that he's only about 6'1", which is not exactly the same height as the other competitors who are pushing like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". So that was really fun to watch. I'm going to have even more content from the AABC All-Star Games tomorrow on our website, so make sure to check that out. But we have another busy week ahead of us in the local sports world. We are gearing up for NYO 2023. Always fun to be around the gym when that is going on. So we're going to have a ton of more top plays coming at you next week, athletes of the week, all sorts of good stuff. But until then, I hope you enjoy whatever little slice of 907 heaven you're hanging out on tonight.